I used to be taller. My name is Lester Drennin. I am 34 years old coming this February. My salvation experience is kind of not unique, but it's personal to me. I was talking to my wife as we were coming today, and I looked back through the years, and I remember the first salvation testimony I ever gave. And I remember standing up in church and hearing about all these Christians who had been saved for 10, 15, 20 years. And I always thought to myself, man alive, if I could ever get to that point. Because I was a very young Christian. I was saved on June 30th, 1989. And it struck me that this year would be 20 years that I had been saved. I was saved when I was 14 years old. I was living in Parkersburg, West Virginia, and we lived in a small trailer park in West Virginia. And on a Saturday, some people came by and they were knocking on doors, and specifically to get people to come to church during a Sunday school baseball campaign. I was 14 years old, and I'd only been to church a couple of times with my grandma, which was at a Mormon church. But really, we were unchurched. Sundays were open. We didn't really do anything. So they offered to me baseball cards if I would come to church the next day on the bus. I was 14 years old. Baseball cards were great, plus they were free. So the next day, I got all ready for church, and I remember a large 66-passenger orange bus pulls up, and the thing is smoking and barely running. As I remember later, it was early 1970s vintage, and definitely was well used. And I remember getting on the bus, and the first thing that struck me about this bus was that there was absolutely no padding on the seats. They were just fiberglass bench seats. And sat down, of course, and went to church. And I don't remember much about the service itself. I don't remember what was preached. I don't remember specifically what the sermon was actually about. But I knew that when the invitation came that there was something missing. Remember that the invitation came, I went forward, and I remember a man named Lyle Beverly. He was about probably pushing early 90s. Just told me one verse, John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. And as I remember, there wasn't anything special about what I prayed, or I didn't, have eloquent words or anything like that. I remember only praying 3 words: Lord, save me. But you know what? It didn't take anything more than that.
Right.
Many times through my life, there's been times where I didn't feel like I was saved, and there's been times that just the burdens of life get you down and things like that. But I know this one thing for sure, that I've never doubted my salvation. I never doubted the fact that those 3 words were all that it took. And I remember getting out of church service that day and getting my baseball cards, going back out to the bus, and not knowing anything about Christianity, salvation, or anything, other than the fact that I felt different. And I can tell you without any shadow of a doubt that I felt different every single day of my life since then. And just what a wonderful experience it was. And if I can only encourage you to do this one thing, is that through your Christian experience, don't ever discount the children's ministry, the bus ministry, or anything like that. Because I can tell you right now, it wouldn't be here if it wasn't for a big old orange bus without padding on its seats. Okay.